Toto and Christian, Christian and Toto, lots and lots of Mazepin, Ricciardo, Lewis and Max going toe-to-toe, and lots of Christian and Toto walking around making snide comments at one another. Netflix's Drive to Survive series is always great entertainment, but its latest installment of Season 4 was missing quite a few events from 2021. But which ones? Let's find out. Welcome to Formula Whiplash, where today we're throwing Netflix under the bus. Now, don't get me wrong, Netflix is great entertainment, and it's responsible for bringing a lot of Americans to the sport. At the U.S. Grand Prix last year, the crowds totaled just under 500,000 people. In fact, recently I saw a statistic that showed F1 had a 200% increase in social media activity last year. Either way, what they're doing is working, and fans love the show. Netflix has access to behind-the-scenes footage, candid conversations, and parts of drivers' lives that you just don't get with normal F1 coverage. In fact, without Netflix's Drive to Survive, we would only see Formula One coverage and limited social media posts from drivers, team principals, and the teams. So one of the coolest things about Formula One having its own drama/reality show is the access, which is really cool. But here's the rub. The problem is the storylines they're choosing to follow with that access. There are many other important things that happened in the 2021 season that were omitted from the Netflix series. Quite a few stories, in fact, that I think a lot of people are interested about. The first one that comes to mind is Lando Norris's almost win in Russia. That could have been an episode in and of itself. It was super emotional. He went from holy cow, I can almost win my first race, to crushing defeat in a matter of just a few laps at the very end of the race. Just goes to show you rain changes everything. Well, tire strategy in the rain changes everything. And maybe I missed something, but where was Baku? I mean, Pirelli's tires failed Aston Martin's Lance Stroll and Red Bull's Max Verstappen, causing high-speed crashes, resulting in a red flag at the end of the race, resulting in Lewis Hamilton's failed to push a button to turn the darn brake heaters or whatever the hell that was off. And then you get this exciting overtaking at the very end of the race, which was awesome. It was like Lando versus Leclerc versus Gasly versus Sainz, just all in one big melee at the very end of the race. Baku was awesome, but where was that? And they ended up covering Esteban Ocon's win at Hungary, but they didn't cover the reason why he won, which was Fernando Alonso defending like a lion. Actually, that was a phrase social media used for an entire week. That was on the freaking t-shirts. Defend like a lion. Fernando Alonso defended against Lewis Hamilton, so Esteban could get the win. Actually, at the same race, Sebastian Vettel even got disqualified because he ran out of fuel at the end. Like, where's Drive to Survive and all of that stuff? That's like great material. We want to see the behind the scenes when stuff like that happens. Another great storyline Drive to Survive Season 4 missed was Carlos Sainz's first year as a Ferrari driver. He came into Ferrari as a second-seat driver, second to Charles Leclerc. He ended up beating Charles Leclerc at the end of the season. Beat him by 5.5 points, so it's pretty close. Beat Lando Norris by a slim margin too. But the second-place driver isn't supposed to beat the first-place driver. I want to see the behind-the-scenes emotional reactions from Charles Leclerc when that happened. I want to know what Charles Leclerc thinks about that. But that wasn't even covered. Where is that? Ferrari is a big name team with a big following. We want to see behind the scenes Ferrari stuff when stuff like that happens. I'm sure Charles Leclerc has some strong feelings about it. I'm sure he had conversations, but who knows? Maybe they got scrubbed. I don't know. And I don't recall a mention of how many grid penalties Valtteri Bottas had to endure because of parts changes. I think he had a total of 6 different engine replacements throughout the entire season. Engines plus exhaust. That'll set you back a little bit. Now you got new engines, so let's talk about Pierre Gasly for a second. He's really, really good, and he proved it this last year. You'd think he'd have a little bit more screen time. No, nothing. So I think he was kind of snubbed. I'm beginning to think there was some PR scrubbing of the content going on, but I would have liked to have seen more Pierre Gasly stuff. I think a lot of other people would too. How about the rain out and deluge at Spa? People got points at that race, and there wasn't even a race. Heck, I'm not even sure if the fans got their tickets refunded. It was that weird. It was one of those things that happens, I don't know, extremely rarely. What happened with that? Where's the info behind that stuff? I'm sure Netflix was there, obviously. Okay, and here's a big one for me. In Season 3, Episode 9 of Drive to Survive, we see Sergio Perez leaving Racing Point, getting kicked out of Racing Point. He doesn't have a seat. At the very end of the episode, we see Christian Horner making a phone call saying, hey, welcome to Red Bull. We're picking you up. That was awesome. We don't even see a follow-up to that in this new season. Like, that could have been at least half an episode. Checo being a driver that made a lot of things happen for Red Bull this year. For a Red Bull team that's renowned for not having number 2 driver team dynamics, you'd think that that would be, I don't know, worthy of some more screen time. I know a lot of people would like to see that. Sergio Perez is the only dude to hold off Lewis Hamilton twice in the season. He sacrificed his own qualifying lap in Abu Dhabi to slingshot Max Verstappen so Max could take pole. Now, they did feature him defending in the race at the end of Season 4. That's true. But Checo's activity is just like glossed over. Like it's barely mentioned at all. But rest assured, yours truly is willing to sacrifice his time, focus, and energy in watching Drive to Survive Season 5 next year. You know, just to make sure they didn't miss anything. Thanks for coming by. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.